You spent thousands on your kitchen and it still looks cheap. 9 invisible traps are to blame. What nobody knew at the time was that design standards shifted hard, and your 2020 choices are now screaming budget in 2026. Quiet Luxury reset the benchmark overnight. Veranda, It's My Nest, and Food & Wine's 2026 guides confirm it. Builder-grade defaults that passed in 2022 now read as lazy spec house shorthand, judged faster in your kitchen than anywhere else. But this story doesn't start with cheap plastic containers. It starts with the slow accumulation of small, forgettable purchases that collectively destroy the read of an entire room. Number 9. Cheap plastic tools, utensils, and food storage everywhere. Walk into almost any middle-of-the-road kitchen and you will see the same scene. Warped plastic spatulas jammed in a ceramic crock. Stained Tupperware stacked unevenly in a cabinet that won't close. A bulky knife block eating up 6 inches of prime counter real estate. Individually, each item seems harmless. Together, they are broadcasting one very clear message, and it is not a flattering one. Food & Wine's 2026 buying guide does not mince words. Plastic food storage is explicitly flagged as a kitchen mistake. Not a minor stylistic preference, an actual mistake. The guide recommends glass containers, stainless steel options, and reusable wraps as the baseline for a kitchen that reads as intentional and refined. But here's the detail that everyone missed at the time. It is not just about the plastic itself. It is about what plastic signals. When guests see warped, stained, or mismatched storage containers, they are not just noticing a container. They are reading the kitchen's overall level of care and investment. Cheap materials suggest that no one thought too hard about this space. And in 2026, where home tour culture means every surface is judged at a glance, that read happens in under 3 seconds. The knife block deserves its own conversation. Bulky wooden knife blocks, especially the ones that come as part of a department store set, are visual noise. They take up space, they rarely hold knives of meaningful quality, and they signal that the kitchen was furnished in one undifferentiated purchase. The 2026 move is to ditch the block entirely. Invest in 3 quality knives: a chef's knife, a bread knife, and a paring knife. Store them on a magnetic wall strip or a slim in-drawer organizer, which, looking back, was either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid, because the knife block has been sold as a kitchen essential for 30 years. A magnetic knife strip runs $15 to $40. A set of 3 quality knives from Victorinox or Wusthof costs between $80 and $200. Compare that to the $250 big box block set with 8 knives you will never use. For storage, the swap is equally affordable. A set of borosilicate glass containers with locking lids runs between $30 and $60 for an 8 to 10 piece set. Brands like Pyrex and OXO Good Grips have solid options at that price point. On a shelf or in an open cabinet, glass reads as considered and elevated. Stained plastic reads as leftover. Stained containers were a warning sign. Your kitchen ignored it. And if plastic storage is number 9 on this list, what you are about to see at number 8 is going to hit considerably harder, because it involves something you probably cannot swap out over a weekend. Cheap plastic tools had a short window before the visual damage became permanent, and the clock had already started. Number 8. Dated peninsulas and awkward prefab kitchen islands. There is a specific kind of kitchen layout that says one thing the moment you walk in. Not intentional, not custom, not elevated. It says, "This is a starter home from 1994, and no one has touched it since." The peninsula is usually the first giveaway. Multiple designers have said it directly. Peninsulas just feel like the 1970s. In design language, that is shorthand for dated, builder grade, and stuck in a previous decade's idea of what a functional kitchen should look like. The peninsula was a practical solution for its era. In 2026, it is a liability. The prefab island problem is arguably worse. Walk into a home improvement store and you will find dozens of freestanding kitchen island options. They are priced to sell. They are also, almost without exception, the wrong size for the room they end up in. Designers consistently describe these pieces as awkwardly small, too narrow to be genuinely useful, too tall or too short to integrate with surrounding cabinetry, and too obviously off the shelf to read as anything other than a patchwork solution. And the timing of what happened next? Almost too perfect. Filler strips are the single most visible proof that a kitchen was built from catalog components rather than designed for the space. They draw the eye, and they scream off the shelf in a way that no amount of nice hardware can fully counteract. The fix for the peninsula does not always require demolition, but it does require honest thinking about the space. A well-proportioned custom island, even a simple one built from stock cabinetry with a quality countertop, reads dramatically more expensive than a prefab unit. An island that fits the room, leaves adequate circulation space on all sides, and matches the existing cabinetry creates a sense of intention that a freestanding, rolling unit simply cannot replicate. For smaller kitchens where a full island is not practical, the 2026 alternative designers are pointing to is the repurposed antique table on casters. A solid wood farm table or vintage butcher block piece, fitted with locking wheels, brings warmth and character that no big box island will ever achieve. It also costs less than most prefab units when sourced secondhand, and it reads as curated rather than compensating. Vertical space is the other piece of this conversation. Floor-to-ceiling pantry cabinets on an adjacent wall create architectural presence, add serious storage, and make the kitchen feel designed rather than assembled. A dedicated coffee or beverage bar built into a tall cabinet run gives the kitchen a specific, intentional identity that a peninsula never could. The island and peninsula mistakes are visible the moment anyone enters the room. But the next mistake on this list is one that reveals itself gradually, every time the light hits a surface at the wrong angle. Number 7. Fake-looking materials and copy-paste stone patterns. There is a specific porcelain tile that has been installed in tens of thousands of kitchens over the past decade. It has a white marble look with gray veining. It costs about $4 a square foot, and it repeats. Every 18 to 36 inches, the same vein pattern, mirrored or rotated, running across the entire backsplash in a sequence that no one who has ever looked at real stone could mistake for the genuine article. That tile is the visual definition of copy-paste marble. The moment a trained eye, or honestly, any eye that has spent time in a well-designed kitchen, spots the repeating pattern, the entire surface reads as fake. Not budget-conscious, not a smart value choice, fake. That is a damaging read for a surface that occupies some of the highest visibility real estate in the entire room. The mechanism is straightforward. Natural stone has random variation. Every slab cut from a quarry has a unique relationship between its veins, its background color, and its surface texture. Anyone standing in front of that backsplash for more than 30 seconds will find the repeat. And once they find it, they cannot unsee it. Your kitchen would look back on this material choice and wish it had gone a different direction. The 2026 standard is clear. Spend more on high-quality engineered stone with genuinely random veining. Brands like Silestone, Caesarstone, and Cambria have options in the $60 to $120 per square foot range that are virtually indistinguishable from natural stone at a casual glance. Or use real stone strategically. The focal point approach consistently outperforms the wall-to-wall budget material approach in both design impact and resale perception. Laminate and particle board countertops sit in the same category. In 2026, quartz and solid wood are the baseline for kitchens that read as elevated. Laminate still reads as a budget choice at a glance. The edge profile gives it away. The seams give it away. Quartz has come down substantially in price. Before we continue, if your kitchen is quietly signaling budget without you realizing it, these 9 traps are just the start. The Home Design Mistake Bible covers the full list. Entry-level slabs are available in the $50 to $75 per square foot installed range, which puts them within reach for most mid-range kitchen updates. Surfaces are the largest visual real estate in any kitchen. Countertops, backsplashes, and flooring collectively occupy more square footage of visual attention than any other element in the room. Getting this right does not require spending at the top of the market across the board. It requires being strategic. Real stone where the eye lands first, quality engineered stone everywhere else, and absolutely nothing that repeats on a pattern cycle short enough to be spotted from across the room. For a while, things actually seemed fine. Engineered stone was selling. Porcelain was improving. That didn't last. Number 6. Overusing open shelving and fully open upper walls. Open shelving had its moment. A long moment. Roughly a decade of magazine spreads, Instagram grids, and renovation reveals built around the idea that removing upper cabinet doors and displaying your kitchen contents was the move. Airy, curated, effortlessly styled. The remodel regret videos told a different story. On YouTube, some of the most watched renovation regret content specifically cites fully open shelving walls as a top design mistake. Not a stylistic preference that turned out not to be their thing. A genuine regret, driven by one persistent, unavoidable reality: the constant cleaning. And then open shelving made the one decision that changed everything. It went from accent to architecture. When a kitchen replaces all its upper cabinets with open shelving, it is not making a design choice. It is making a maintenance commitment. Every surface collects grease vapor from cooking. Every shelf collects dust. Every item on display needs to be clean, presentable, and deliberately placed at all times. Not just when you are having people over, but every single day. The visual problem compounds the practical one. Open shelving looks curated in photographs when a stylist has spent 3 hours arranging 8 perfectly matched ceramic pieces and a single trailing plant. It looks very different in real life, where the contents of a kitchen include mismatched mugs from various promotional events, cereal boxes in 3 different sizes, and the random collection of items that accumulate in any actively used kitchen. On open shelves, all of that is on permanent display. The 2026 design fix is specific and proportional. Limit open shelving to 1 or 2 strategic spots, a single floating shelf above a coffee station, or a pair of shelves flanking a window, and balance those with closed upper cabinets for the majority of the storage run. This gives you the visual warmth and accessibility of open display without committing the entire kitchen to the high-maintenance, high-exposure reality of fully open walls. Vertical space, used correctly, is one of the most powerful tools in a kitchen redesign. Floor-to-ceiling closed cabinetry reads as architectural. It makes the ceiling feel higher, the room feel more considered, and the storage feel intentional rather than improvised. A tall pantry cabinet or a full-height cabinet run flanking the refrigerator does more for the perceived quality of a kitchen than a full wall of open shelves, and it requires significantly less daily maintenance to keep looking sharp. The open shelving mistake is visible and fixable. But the next mistake on this list is one that most homeowners do not even realize they are making, until they see a truly well-designed kitchen and suddenly understand exactly what has been bothering them about their own. Number 5. Exposed big box appliances that do not match or integrate. Designer Jeff Andrews has been direct about this one. Big box appliances that are not properly sized or integrated into the cabinetry are, in his words, one of the easiest ways to make a kitchen look cheap. That is a significant statement from a designer whose client list runs well into the 8-figure renovation territory. And it is exactly right. Picture the scenario. A kitchen with white upper cabinets, a black dishwasher replaced 2 years ago when the original broke, a faux stainless refrigerator from a mid-tier brand, and a stainless range that does not quite match the refrigerator's finish because they were purchased 4 years apart. Every appliance is functional. Every appliance is a different visual statement. Together, they read as a patchwork, a kitchen assembled from necessity rather than designed from intention. This is one of the most common kitchen configurations in American homes, and one of the most damaging to the overall read of the space. Appliances are large. They occupy significant visual real estate. When they do not cohere in finish, in scale, in how they sit within the cabinetry, they fragment the kitchen's visual logic. The 2026 standard addresses this directly. Panel-ready dishwashers, units designed to accept a cabinet front panel that matches the surrounding cabinetry, have become the baseline expectation in higher-end kitchen design. Tucked microwaves, either built into a cabinet run or integrated into the range hood, eliminate the countertop microwave sitting awkwardly between the toaster and the coffee maker. Integrated refrigerators, fully concealed behind cabinetry panels, take the refrigerator out of the visual equation entirely and let the cabinetry read as a continuous architectural element. These are not cheap upgrades. Panel-ready dishwashers start around $800 and run well past $2,000. But the budget-friendly version of this principle is still within reach. Peel and stick stainless appliance covers run between $30 and $80 per appliance and create immediate visual cohesion without replacement. Appliance paint, in a matching finish, can bring a mismatched unit into alignment for under $40 in materials. Even the simplest version of this fix, matching just 2 major appliances in the same finish family, creates a dramatically more intentional appearance. Cohesion signals investment. Mismatched signals afterthought. For a while, things actually seemed fine. A stainless finish covered a lot of sins for a lot of years. That didn't last. The market moved to integrated, to panel-ready, to concealed, and the exposed, mismatched appliance row became the tell it is today. Number 4. Mismatched, flimsy, or painted hardware finishes. Hardware is the jewelry of a kitchen. That comparison gets made often enough that it risks becoming a cliché, but it is precise. Jewelry is small in scale. It is noticed immediately. And when it is wrong, it undermines everything around it in a way that is difficult to articulate, but impossible to ignore. Consider the frequency of contact alone. Cabinet pulls and drawer handles are touched dozens of times per day, every day, by every person who uses the kitchen. When a handle feels flimsy, when it wobbles slightly, when the screws are already starting to strip after 18 months, when the finish is beginning to show wear at the contact points, that sensation registers every single time. It is a low-grade signal of poor quality, delivered dozens of times per day, 7 days a week. And the timing of what happened next? Almost too perfect. Because the mid-2010s to early 2020s produced a wave of budget matte gold and budget matte black hardware that sold in enormous volume and is now specifically called out as a 2026 red flag. It dulls. It wears through at the edges and contact points within 12 to 18 months of regular use. What started as a deliberate, on-trend finish choice becomes a shabby, peeling surface that reads as fake and neglected simultaneously. Designers in 2026 are pointing toward what they call living finishes as the alternative. Unlacquered brass develops a patina over time. It does not chip or peel. It evolves. Polished nickel ages gracefully, developing a gentle warmth that actually improves with use. But they do not degrade. They gain character. That is a fundamentally different value proposition. The consistency rule matters as much as the finish quality. Same shape family, same finish. Same scale across all cabinets, all drawers, all doors. When hardware is consistent, the eye reads the entire cabinetry run as a single, coherent decision. When hardware is mixed, different pulls on the uppers, different knobs on the lowers, a different finish on the pantry because it was added later. The kitchen reads as assembled from separate decisions, rather than designed as a whole. A full hardware replacement on an average kitchen runs between $300 and $800 in materials, depending on the number of cabinets and the quality of the chosen hardware. That is one of the highest return on investment updates available in kitchen design. immediate visual impact, immediate tactile improvement, and a signal of quality that lands every single time someone opens a cabinet. The next mistake on this list costs nothing to fix, not $1, and it might be doing more damage than anything else on this list. Number 3, cluttered countertops, used as permanent storage. There's a version of this mistake in nearly every kitchen in the country. The toaster that lives on the counter because the cabinet above the microwave is already full. The fruit bowl that started as decor and became a landing pad for mail, keys, and charging cables. The stand mixer that weighs 40 pounds and has not moved since Thanksgiving. Each item has a reason for being there. Collectively, they are destroying the kitchen's visual read. Overcrowded countertops make even expensive kitchens look messy and cheap. That is not a stylistic opinion. It is a documented pattern in 2026 design guides, which link clear, edited countertops directly to the boutique hotel, quiet luxury aesthetic that has become the dominant benchmark for elevated residential kitchens. Clear, uninterrupted countertop is the single most reliable signal of a kitchen that has been designed rather than accumulated. The rule that designers are applying in 2026 is straightforward. Only the most used daily item stays on the counter. For most households, that is the coffee maker. This is not about minimalism as an aesthetic. It is about signal. A clear counter communicates that the kitchen has enough storage to contain everything, that the design was planned with sufficient capacity, and that the person using it is intentional about the space. Decluttering before organizing is the critical sequence. No amount of matching containers or coordinated canisters fixes a fundamentally overcrowded counter. The containers become part of the clutter. The solution is not to organize what is on the counter. It is to move it off entirely and then organize what remains. The visual payoff is immediate and costs nothing. Cleared counters make the same kitchen look 30 to 40% more expensive in photographs and in person. That is the consistent finding of real estate photography professionals and home staging experts who work with the same kitchens before and after declutter sessions. The same cabinets, the same countertop material, the same hardware. Clear the surfaces and the entire room shifts register. It reads as larger, cleaner, more intentional, and significantly more expensive. The specific items that tend to stay on counters longest are the ones that feel inconvenient to move. Solving for those items means solving the storage problem upstream, adding pull-out shelves to lower cabinets, installing an appliance garage with a tambour door, or reorganizing the pantry to create dedicated zones for the things currently living on the counter. The counter clutter is a symptom. The storage configuration is the cause. Fix the cause and the symptom resolves permanently. The next mistake on this list affects how the kitchen looks, how it feels, and how it photographs. And it is one that most homeowners have never thought about as a design decision at all. Number 2, relying only on overhead downlights and ignoring layered lighting. Designer Ross, writing for Veranda, puts this one plainly. Relying on a single overhead or decorative fixture is one of the most common mistakes that makes a kitchen look cheap. Not dated, not impractical, cheap. That is the specific word used, and it is the right one, because the effect of a single overhead light source in a kitchen is immediate and unflattering in ways that most homeowners have never fully analyzed. Here is the mechanism. A single overhead downlight or a row of recessed cans on one circuit floods the kitchen from above with uniform, flat light. It eliminates shadow. It flattens surfaces. It removes the depth and dimensionality that make materials like stone, wood, and tile look rich and textural. Fingerprints on cabinet fronts, grease on backsplash tile, the uneven edge of a countertop seam. Harsh overhead light is the forensic investigator of kitchen lighting. It finds everything you do not want found and puts it on display. Luxury kitchens do not work this way. The lighting in a well-designed kitchen is layered. Multiple sources, multiple heights, multiple color temperatures, often on separate dimmer circuits. The formula that designers are specifying in 2026 is consistent. Under-cabinet task lighting for work surfaces, ambient ceiling sources for general illumination, accent pendants or statement fixtures over the island, and wall sconces near open shelving or architectural features. Each layer serves a specific purpose. Together, they create a kitchen that feels warm, dimensional, and residential rather than institutional. Table lamps on islands are a specific recommendation that surprises most homeowners when they first encounter it. A small, hardwired or plug-in table lamp at one end of a kitchen island does something that no recessed can will ever do. It creates a pool of warm, low light that makes the island feel like a destination rather than a work surface. They bring light down to the human scale and create the layered, multi-source environment that reads as designed rather than defaulted. Dimmers are non-negotiable in 2026. The ability to shift a kitchen from bright, functional task mode to warm, ambient mode for evening entertaining is the baseline expectation for an elevated kitchen. A single-circuit kitchen with no dimmer capability is locked into one register for every use case. Dimmer switches run between $15 and $50 each, and the wiring change is within reach of most electricians in a half-day visit. The under-cabinet lighting piece is similarly accessible. LED strip lights or puck lights installed under upper cabinets run between $40 and $150 for a typical kitchen. They illuminate the countertop work surface, they create a warm glow that bounces off the backsplash, and they add a layer of light that makes the kitchen feel significantly more considered and expensive at any time of day. Lighting is the one element in a kitchen that affects every other element. The quality of your countertops, the richness of your backsplash, the warmth of your cabinet color. All of these are only as good as the light that reveals them. Which brings us to the number one mistake, the one sitting in more American kitchens right now than any other on this list, and the one doing the most quiet, consistent damage to how those kitchens are perceived. Number 1. Builder-grade all-white kitchens with no warmth or character. But the version you've heard? That's not the full picture. Not anymore. Not in 2026. Designers are now describing all-white, formulaic kitchens in language that would have seemed extreme 5 years ago. The phrase that comes up repeatedly in 2026 design coverage is standard builder grade. That is the association that an all-white kitchen now triggers in the minds of designers, real estate agents, and increasingly, buyers and homeowners who have absorbed enough home tour content to recognize the pattern. Builder grade is not a neutral description. It is the baseline, the minimum, the thing you get when no one made a deliberate design decision. The mechanism of this shift is worth understanding. The all-white kitchen had a genuine moment. In the early 2010s, it was a reaction against the dark, heavy kitchens of the 2000s. The espresso-stained cabinets, the black granite, the heavy wood. By 2022, you could find the same all-white kitchen in a $400,000 tract home and a $2 million custom build. The finish stopped signaling anything except that someone chose the default. That's the kind of number that makes accountants cry. The number of kitchens renovated between 2015 and 2022 that went all white and now face the prospect of updating again within a decade because the look has dated so visibly. The 2026 design conversation has moved decisively toward warmer whites, creams, and stones with movement and depth. These are not just different colors. They are materials with identity, with character, with a visual story that a flat white surface cannot tell. Even small kitchens benefit from this shift. The argument that all white is the only option for a small kitchen because it makes the space feel larger is not supported by current design thinking. It is the quality of light reflection and the presence of visual interest. A warm cream cabinet with a stone backsplash that has real veining variation reads as larger and more expensive than a flat white cabinet with a subway tile backsplash, even in the same footprint. The fix for an all-white kitchen does not require a full renovation. New cabinet paint in a warm white, Benjamin Moore white dove, Sherwin-Williams alabaster, or Faro and Ball pointing costs between $200 and $500 in materials for a typical kitchen, and immediately shifts the color temperature from clinical to warm. Warm-toned hardware in unlacquered brass or brushed bronze ties the new palette together and signals that the choices were deliberate. Someone saw it coming. Design editors and trend forecasters flagged the all-white exhaustion as early as 2021 in trade publications, predicting the move toward warmer, more material-forward kitchens. Nobody listened. As of 2026, every one of these 9 mistakes is still being installed in kitchens across the country. This story isn't over. Not even close. Drop a comment. Which of these 9 is sitting in your kitchen right now?